6. Ball teed up. Brandon Aubrey out for the kick. And off we go from Dallas. From his own end zone, here we go. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Purdy throwing here to start. Forced out to his right. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up. George Kittle, the intended receiver. And it sets up 2nd down. Here's the first carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he's brought down for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in the phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
He put everything he had into this one. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And that brings up 4th and long. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Tried getting creative, but the coverage team read it all the way. This return loses yards. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Cowboys will get set to go on offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Dre Greenlaw getting there for the stop. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Brought down by Javon Hargrave. A 4-yard pickup, and they're just inches shy as we reach 3rd down. Getting the fullback involved here. And he'll get it up to the 44. A 5-yard gain on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Dallas. Dak off the play fake. Finds his fullback. On the move, past the 40. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
And defenders are there to get him at the line. Jarvarius Ward brings him down. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
2nd and 10 now. On target to his back, Rico Dowdle. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Got to be a pretty good actor. Got to be pretty good at selling to that defense. Now, that's a drop-back pass. When you get a big play on the screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
Dowdle reaches the end zone. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys have a great first drive and get the game's first point. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with McCaffrey. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down. They will not get another play off. We're at the end of 1. Neither side separating much so far. Back to AT&T Stadium in just a moment. We're back, and it's 49ers football as we resume. They'll try to attack this deficit, starting with 1st and 10. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
From the 35 on 2nd down. That one doesn't find its man. Incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Now Purdy. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. 65 yards on the punt there. And they're going to take over possession. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Yeah, here we go. What do you think? Where do you think? What do you think?
Low back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
What do you think?
Off the play fake, hits Prescott. Vacates quickly left side. This one caught by C.D. Lamb. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They'll run here on 1st down. And he has enough room to gain about 4. We're to the 2-minute warning from AT&T. The Cowboys looking for a score before halftime. Second and 6 coming up here. Play action, Prescott. Looking to his fullback now. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
I'm sure Coach, play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. On first down, they'll run. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Back to the well again. Still has room inside the 15. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it, and that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Fullback trying to power it across. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You know, how often do we talk about awareness and it's always offense, offense, offense? Well, this is a great case for the defensive awareness. The ball went to a secondary ball carrier, and the defense was aware enough to cut him down for a big red zone stop.
They send a man in motion. Dowdle will not challenge for the end zone. He loses a bunch here.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
So now, here's 3rd and goal.
Yeah! Here we go!
They'll try it with him again. And he pushes them a little closer to the 3.
Well, the defense, they couldn't stop him for a loss, but they denied him the goal line at least. Now we get to see, right, decision time, one of these critical decisions of whether or not they're going to go for an all-or-nothing 4th down play.
Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. So 4th down brings out Brandon Aubrey to try for the Cowboys field goal. This is a chip shot from the left hash. Gay's kick is good. And our first half ends with 3 points. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Returning in from the 16. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Yeah! Here we go! I take 26.
First down, here's Dak. This is complete. Jalen Tolbert. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
1st and 10 from the 41.
Yeah! Here we go! 26.
Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. Won't make the play on that one. It hits the deck, incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now they face 2nd down.
Yeah! Here we go! I take 26.
Throwing again is Dak. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he goes out a little short of the 40. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
I'll be honest with you, Kate. As you grow and develop as a quarterback, your arm gets stronger. These comebacks can be one of your favorite throws in your arsenal. Because if you trust yourself and you throw it before that defender breaks, you know there's yards to be had on the perimeter.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Here we go. Switch it, hey. 26.
Back-to-back carries here. And he'll be brought brought down here at the 23-yard line. That's a pickup of 9. And that's good for a Cowboys first down.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
Going to the ground again on first. And his charge towards the line, it's right around 3 yards.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
They give it to him again. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Hey, even though that was an excellent run, I got to talk about the receivers here, Kate, because 9 times out of 10, you see a run like that in this league, 10+, you know those guys on the outside are doing their job, shining as blockers, keeping those defenders away from the back.
And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, surprise gift to the receiver near the goal line. And he gets in, touchdown. The Cowboys grow the lead coming out of halftime. Not sure we can call these gadget plays anymore, partner. Not like we could in the early 2000s, right? Because receivers who can run it, well, they become an important part of many NFL offenses, especially down in the red zone.
And that's because the reality you face is there's only so many conventional plays, really. There's only so many reps you can get in during the practice week, so many different opportunities and traditional sets. But when you got an outlier like this, when you got a wide receiver who can run it like a running back, it presents a whole nother set of issues for defenses.
And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10. They'll start the second half with McCaffrey. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. This is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here.
Here we go. 19 tight.
Purdy looking to throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. First down throw by Purdy. Catch is made down the right sideline. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's a 49er first down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
60 by 6.
On 1st and 10, it's McCaffrey. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
2nd and 15. He has the San Francisco touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
That one splits the uprights. And the 49ers cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Turpin with a return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go. 26.
Blown back, gets the handoff. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. We get a timeout here taken by the 49ers. That's going to be their first. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter.
These stops, they don't always make the end-of-game highlight reels, but they absolutely should. The coaches and players know it. Offenses are always counting on yards on that type of run. And anytime it results in a loss, it could be a potential drive killer.
Here we go. 26.
From the gun is Prescott. Buys time, rolling right. And he slides down. We'll see what the business is with this penalty flag. This could be coming back. Looks like they're going to happily turn this one down and let the play stand. First down, ball at the 36.
Yeah, here we go.
Man in motion here. Throwing on first is Prescott. He's on the move, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Now before we reach the 2-minute warning, we've got a timeout. That's the 2nd one used by the defense in this half. They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down.
Yeah!
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he found some running room for a nice gain. They get 7 on the run, but still 3rd and 13 to go.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
We've reached the 2-minute warning from Dallas. Cowboys holding a 10-point lead. Gotta figure out this 3rd down here. Prescott here from the gun. And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down. Dallas sends its punching unit onto the field. And we'll see what kind of first impression he makes tonight. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. Call that a 64-yard punt officially. And the 49ers will go on offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's Purdy to throw. Short pass brought in. Escapes a defender. Finds a seam. Left side. He's off to the races. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers make it a 4-point game here in the 4th. George Kittle, the touchdown. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olsen would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football, well, just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns too, just like he showed off.
Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Turpin with a return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
They had the 1st down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
One play in, and already they're close to midfield. First down, and they go right back to him. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Give him 5 on that carry, bring it up 2nd and 5. The 49ers will call their 3rd and final timeout. Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
He goes to a knee as Tom winds down in this one.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Cowboys take the win here in Arlington. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And, Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game. It's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Cowboys are winners as we say so long from Dallas.